All right, looks like we're live. Just gonna double check everything here. How's it going, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm here with Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is. We're gonna talk about current events and prepping, nuclear war survival. Lots of stuff to discuss, and he's going to actually be doing a news update on his channel after we're done over here. He's going to do an update on Rumble, right? You're going to go live on Rumble after this. Paul, can you hear me?
I mean, my people said they can't hear anything on my channel, so.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I just didn't want any feedback, so let's see if this works now. Can everybody hear me good on the channel? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Hopefully it should be working now. Just want to make sure our microphones are working.
Can you guys hear me and Paul, both of us?
Give a thumbs up. Okay, they're hearing me, so.
Okay.
Okay, we got a thumbs up.
Okay.
So I guess everything's good then.
Okay. Okay. All right. So thank you guys all for joining tonight. It's great to see everybody in here. Thanks to all the moderators. Appreciate you guys. So we have a special guest, Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming. He's been doing the news for a very long time. How long have you been doing breaking news for? I'm just curious. Like, when did you start doing it?
We had our YouTube channel for about 4 years.
Okay.
We started in 2019. I forget the day, but Adrian knows the day. So yeah, we've been doing news probably almost the whole time. We started out doing a prepping channel, Off Grid Farming, and then what happened is we went into our first winter, and you couldn't talk about growing anything anymore because it's snow on the ground. So I had to do something to make videos. So we started doing news, and people actually, they like the news better than the farming videos. So Adrian, she still does the farming and greenhouse videos, and I basically stick with the news. So
yeah, I noticed that with my channel.
That's our YouTube. Yeah, this is our. You're showing our YouTube channel right now. You have our Rumble channel. Can you put the link of our Rumble on there? So basically, we are on Rumble now full time because YouTube deleted our main channel of 72,000 people on March the 16th. We came home one day from grocery shopping, and I went to get online, and YouTube sent me a notice that my channel has been deleted for violating their terms of service severely. So I wonder what happened, because they deleted not only our news channel, but 2 of our music channels, which never had a strike. And I didn't have any strikes at the time on my main channel. So that's why we're on Rumble. This is our Rumble channel. If you guys want to subscribe over there where we do our breaking news, we can't talk about a lot of subjects on YouTube, as Greg knows, because they don't like a lot of subjects. So that's why we had to go back on the Rumble, because I didn't want to take a chance on, on getting my channel taken off of YouTube again. So we're up to almost 20,000 subscribers on Rumble, which is very hard, because on YouTube we used to get anywhere from 100 to 1,000. You wouldn't believe some days we got 800 to 1,000 subscribers a day on YouTube when our videos are really going viral. And on Rumble, man, if I get 10 a day, I'm happy. So it's just trying to get people over there is a big problem. But I want to thank you for having me on your channel, and hopefully the people watching tonight, they will get a lot of information on preparing their family and preparing what is coming up in the world. So go ahead, Greg, and
thanks for
the firing away.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have a survival kit. I think you want to share for like a bug out bag or nuclear war type. Do you want to just quickly talk about
Yeah,
that?
you might want to put it on the big screen so they can see it. So
yeah, sure. Let's see.
So again, this is our well, we got the wrong. This is our we got a little bug out bag for nuclear war, just in case you're really concerned. You can carry this in your car. It's just a little travel case. So I'm going to show you what I have in mind. And me and Adrian, that's all. We're here. We don't have any kids. So just in case things get really bad, this is what we carry. So the first thing, you can live without food, right? You can go without food for a long time, but you can't go without water. So we have a couple of life straws. Can you see that? These are about $14, and you can get them on Amazon.com and most of them. But you can filter out toilet water from a lake or a stream or in a mud puddle, and this will keep you alive, folks. $14, and this filters out, I don't know, like 100 gallons or something. It filters out a lot of water. So that's one thing that we have in our survival deal. Now I want to show you. This is an EMP cloth. I'll have to list the website, but this protects items from an EMP burst. But what I did is I bought this many years ago, and this is a military surplus. This is a military surplus Geiger counter. So this is what they actually gave to the soldiers many years ago when they had a bunch of them, and it's very simple to operate. All you got to do is just push. I think you can see that. Push the little button.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
And that so the green is the green is okay. The yellow is caution, and the red is you better take cover. But I bought this a long time ago. But that is for it's for your own safety, to let you know if it's safe to go outside. So I just recently bought one of these. This is a newer Geiger counter. I want to show you this. This is about $150 on. Let me turn it on Amazon.com.
But
this is really good. It beeps, and yeah, it's real simple to operate, and it just it goes through and tells you the radiation. So we're at 1 CPM right now. But this is, like I said, this is something that you guys can afford. It doesn't cost thousands of dollars. It's about $150, $140 where you can get it. But you see it clicking. It's starting to read it, and it will increase probably to about 10 or 15. But I wanted to show you that. Now this is something that if you don't have money for a nuclear mask, a nuclear chemical mask, this is a painter's mask, right? And I paint houses, or used to paint houses, and this will keep you alive. If they drop like a biological weapon or nerve gas, it's not as good as an NBC filter, but for $40, if this is all you can get, it's better than nothing. You can buy these at Home Depot. You can buy them at Lowe's, other hardware supplies. You can order them online. So this is about $30 to $40. It's a paint respirator, but it filters out the volatile chemicals, and it's pretty much a low-cost radiation. It's not going to filter out radiation, but it will help you maybe get to your home and put your regular gas mask on. So I wanted to show you that. So let me zip this back up, and we'll get into the bag. But everybody should have a kit. You should have a kit and enough stuff that you can outfit your whole family. You want to be able to protect your family. So water is the main thing. You want to make sure that you have clean drinking water without radiation. So now this is another thing that you can buy on Amazon. This is a special water filter, radiation filter. Now they make different filters for these things, and you can get one with a radiation filter, and this has been tested. These are used all over the world. This is about $50, but the filter is inside. This is the radiation filter. You know, to filter radiation, and also have a new filter, a carry extra radiation filter. But like I said, if we do have some fallout and it goes into the water supply, you can put your water in here and it will filter out the radiation. Now the life straw that I just showed you, it doesn't filter out radiation. This filters out radiation. So I wanted to show you that. And then we have two gas masks. I have a gas mask for me and a gas mask for Adrian. So this is our basic nuclear war kit. I have two gas masks. I have a water filter that filters out radiation. I have an extra for that. And then we have our radiation detector to let you know if it's safe, right? And a lot of people say, well, what happens if we're exposed to radiation? Well, there's some things that you can buy that will help detox your body from radiation. And one of the things that is really, really cheap, this is milk thistle, right? This is an herb that you can buy at the dollar store. You can buy it at Walmart. You can order it. Milk thistle will cleanse your liver. It will detox your liver. So this will save your life if you have been poisoned, not only from radiation, but from if you eat some magic mushrooms or somebody poison you, or you're allergic to food, milk thistle will save your life. They use this a lot in Europe to detox people that has been poisoned, you know, with like mushrooms or other psychedelic drugs. Milk thistle, you can buy it anywhere. Now this,
milk thistle's great,
is another product. This is zeolite. Zeolite will actually take the radiation out of your body. Now this is a clay, and this is about $50, but it's worth $50. This bottle will last you a long time. You only take a little scoop, and it sucks the radiation out of your body. You can look this up, zeolite, and you can get this on Amazon.com. This is one of the few ingredients that will actually take the radiation out of your body. We also have another substance called spirulina. Spirulina is a superfood. It's an algae that will actually also detox your body of radiation. I wanted to show you that. This is another detox. This is bentonite clay. Now, there's certain circumstances that happen in an apocalypse, that there is dirty water and a lot of people get diarrhea. They get dysentery. This will save your life. Believe it or not, this will stop diarrhea within 30 minutes to very quickly. This is a clay, and you mix it in with water and drink it, and this will kill the diarrhea bug. This will save your life. It will also detox your body of heavy metals and other things. This is bentonite. You can also get this on Amazon or Vitamin Store. We also have a vitamin, NAC, N-acetylcysteine. This is very important to detox your body. So I hope you guys are writing all of this down. These are just natural things that you can buy. You don't need a prescription to buy these things. You can get them at a vitamin store. And one more is apple pectin. Apple pectin that they make preserves and applesauce out of, and jams and jellies. It's just apple pectin that will take, that will detox radiation. And also vitamin C. This gets you I know Greg's got a big bucket of vitamin C somewhere. Ascorbic acid. But and last but not least is potassium iodine. I think I have some here or somewhere. Anyway, it's a little tablet that you take after they launch a nuclear weapon. You don't want to take it before, because if you take it before, it's not going to do what it needs to do. It protects your thyroid from giving you thyroid cancer. So potassium iodine tablets. And I know Greg's probably got some of those. I actually carry some in my wallet. wherever I go, I've got them in my wallet. So if they pop off a nuke, you can take a couple and it'll protect you till you get home, you know, and more protected. But, you know, if you are in a blast area, you need to shower, you need to wash off, soap and water, change your clothes, burn your clothes, or do something with this and put on clean clothes. So anyway, there's a lot of things that you can do to protect yourself in a nuclear situation. So I'm sure Greg's got a lot more information. I think he's done like yeah, I think you've done like 50 videos. Your picture's gone, Greg.
I shut it off because I had some trouble with the bandwidth. It's too much with my video, so I shut it off so it wouldn't get laggy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are some great ideas. I haven't even heard of some of those, so those are really good.
Good so nuggets. I mean, I can go over them again real quick until you get. So number one is zeolite, right? Zeolite will detox radiation. Then we have spirulina tablets. Write this down because, like I said, you need to order this stuff now. You need to have it all now. This is bentonite clay. This will help stop diarrhea in its tracks. This is all you need, folks, for diarrhea and like other things, intestinal parasites or something, bentonite. We also have NAC, N-acetylcysteine. We also have milk thistle will detox your liver. This is the number one thing, milk thistle. So I just wanted to give you that update. And I don't know if, Greg, let's talk about, can we talk about people prepping or not prepping? Why don't, I just wanted to ask you a few questions if you can get back online. Now, I know you pretty much prep, you and your wife or your girlfriend. I wanted to ask you, if somebody knocked on your door, let's say we had a nuclear war or things were going downhill quick, and you had, you know, you went to your door and there were 5 people waiting at your door and said, "Hi, we watched you on YouTube and we wanted to spend the apocalypse with you." And then 5 minutes later, there was another 10 or 15 people pulling up in your yard. "Hey, Greg, we love you. You know, we leave nice comments on your video. We wanted to hunker down with you, you know, during the," what would you tell them? I mean, are you prepared to host 20 or 30 or 40 people at your house? You know, because if you are, you know, we can give you. No, I just want the people to know that what to prepare for. You know, that Greg and myself, you know, we've been prepping for a long time. And if you show up at our door, then Greg's going to show you some of his weapon collection, probably, right? You're gonna, you're gonna show him a few of your, you know, because it takes a long time to prep, and people don't realize that, you know, there's no excuse. If you've been watching NYPrepper for the last 4 or 5 years, if you've been watching my channel, there is no excuse. And I wanted to talk about why people don't prep. You know, and I hear this all the time. I don't have any money. You know, I would love to prep. I would love to buy generators and solar panels and all this stuff that you guys have, but I don't have any money. That's what I hear over and over again. And I'm sure Greg hears the same thing. So
yep.
I want to show you that you do have money. You have the money to be a prepper. And I'm going to go down this list. Why people don't have money to prep. Okay, everybody owns an iPhone. Pretty much everybody in the whole world owns an iPhone. The average iPhone costs $790. That's either an Apple or an iPhone. The average phone costs $790, right? So
yep.
If you and your wife or your family, everybody's got an iPhone, let's say there's 4 people in your family, well, that's almost $3,500 that you could use to prep, right? Yep. Each iPhone is $144 a month. I Googled this. The average bill for an iPhone is $144 a month. Okay. Most people, 85% of the population in America, they have a car payment. Most people drive a new car or a used car and they have a car payment. So the average car payment for a new car is $716 a month.
Yep.
That's the average for a new car. A used car is $526 a month. The insurance for one car for a month is $168. That's the average. Okay, let's go on down the list. Most people have cable TV. They have ESPN, they have Netflix, they have HBO. Well, then the average cable package in the U.S. is $205 a month, right?
Wow.
It's $200 a month. That could be going to food and prep items. But you would rather watch, cable TV. Okay, let's keep going. The average person in America, they spend $161 a month on clothes. That's the average. They go, they get new clothes every month, 161 is average. Okay, this is the biggie right here. Most people in America, they eat out 5.9 times a week. That's $300 food. They go through drive-through. On an average, most Americans, this is from Google, is they spend $300 a month on food, right? So that's prepping items if you stay home and cook your meals. Okay, most people take a vacation once a year. Most people spend about $4,000 on a vacation. So I've added all these numbers up, folks. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. I added the car payment up. I added the new clothes. I added the cable bill, the clothes. You know how much that comes to a year? $24,941. 24,000, almost 20, and I'm not even including, that's just one person with a phone. I'm not including the wife and the kids and their bills too. So you have $25,000 that you could play around with for prepping items. That's a lot of prep. I want to tell you how much me and Adrian spend. Okay, we don't have a new car. We don't have a car payment. And we don't buy clothes every month. We still got 30 or 40-year-old clothes. We don't go out to eat, right? We haven't been on a vacation in 18 years. I haven't taken her anywhere. Ask her. She doesn't like that. Women like, but I'm saying you don't have to do that. So I'm going to tell you how much we spend. I have to have car insurance, so we spend $1,600 a year on car insurance. Then it's about $400, right? $400 a year. And my phone bill, I do have like a $1,200 phone bill. So altogether, we only spend $3,500 a year versus $24,000, right? And I'm not even including your house payment or your rent or your electric bill. So if you don't drive a new car or you don't have a car payment, you can save $9,000 a year on a new car. You can save $6,000 a year paying for a used car. If you don't have cable TV, you can save $2,400 a year. You could use that for prep items. You have the money. If you don't go out to eat 5, almost 6 times a week at McDonald's, Burger King, go for lunch here with the girls or, hang out, you can save $3,600 a year by eating your meals at home or taking a bag lunch. If you don't go on a vacation, you can save $4,000 a year. Okay. And if you have a flip phone, folks, look, I have a cheap $30 flip phone. Costs me $35 a month. $35 a month instead of $144 a month. So folks, you have the money, but people do what they want to do. Whatever you love to do, that's what you're going to spend your money on. And most people don't realize it's going to be too late to try to prep once something happens. Greg knows. I'm going to tell you a story. We were at a Christmas party about 10 years ago, and there was a state trooper at the party. And I went over there and I asked him a question because, things were, back then, 10 years ago, things were heating up. I said, what would happen if there's like a nuclear war or we get into a national emergency? He said that they're going to lock the cities down. You're not going anywhere. He said, you're only going to be allowed to travel 30 miles or 30 minutes away from your home. So people don't realize that. If you have a car, they're going to shut the roads down. They're only going to let you travel to get back to your home, and it's going to be like 30 miles or 30 minutes. So folks, you're not going to be able to come to NYPrepper's house or my house if something happens. I mean, unless you're really close to your bug out location, you're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to go anywhere. And Greg says, praise the Lord, thank you, Jesus. Because, you know, if you show up at one of our houses, you're not probably going to get a welcome. You know, we're not going to roll the welcome mat because we don't have enough supplies for, you know, everybody. We've only prepped for, you know, us. Yep. And it's not our fault if you take your $24,000 and blow it on a new car, a new iPhone, you go on vacation, you eat out almost every day, and, you know, you have to have new clothes every week. You know, I mean, it's not our fault that you have wasted your money, and then you want to blame us. Greg, why didn't you take us in? You have the money, folks. I have the list right here. You know, I got it. You can Google this information yourself. I mean, people's paying $700 a month on a car. That's for a new car payment. That's the average, $790 a month. That's ridiculous. Cars are $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 now for a car. And it's totally crazy.
It's insane.
You know, and another thing, I don't know if you've talked about this on your videos, Greg, but how many people have ever fasted? You know, Greg, he gets probably 30 to 40,000 people on his videos, but he's up to about 3,000 subscribers now?
I think so.
Something like
something
that.
Like
How many of you guys watching us tonight have ever gone more than 8 hours without eating? You know, just put yes or no in the chat. I like to see how many of you guys have went over 8 hours without eating. You know, most people in America has never missed one meal. You've never missed a meal in your life. If you miss a meal, you think you're starving. Well, I'm going to tell you how you're not starving. You take your hand and you squeeze your belly, and if there's a roll of fat between your hands, you're not starving. I mean, that's Meals on Wheels right there. You know, you can live off of that spare tire around your waist. You can live weeks and weeks and even months off of that spare tire. I'm serious. That's your meal. That's your storage plan. And a lot of people, man, they're prepped up for 6 months. They could go 6 months without eating. But really, I'm trying to be serious. You need to start fasting. You need to learn how to fast. Me and Adrian, we fast once a day. I mean, we go anywhere from 16 to 24 hours a day without eating, and then we usually eat just 1 or 2 meals. But the Bible says when you pray and when you fast. So you need to learn how to fast. So if things get rough, you're not going to fall over. You're not going to collapse. You can train your body to use less food. And if most Americans are overweight anywhere from 10 pounds to 50 pounds or more, so they have plenty of reserves on their body to go through a fast very easy. And, you know, you need to learn how to do that. But I just wanted to talk about those things. But I want to show you some, for you guys that say you don't have money to buy preparation food. Look at here, folks. Right here. Sardines. This little box of sardines is one of the best survival food that you can eat. This is very nutritious. This has omega-3 fatty acid oils. This will help your heart. But this is a lot of protein in this little thing, this little can of sardines. And these are like $1. You can buy sardines at Walmart, at the dollar store. They're only like $1. You know, so you can buy $100 of these a month, stock it away with some rice, and you'll have protein and you'll have rice. So beans and rice is a good prep item, which is really cheap. But folks, listen, $2,400. $24,941 is what people spend on their phone, a new car, shopping, going out to eat, their cable bill. If you take some of that money and put toward preparation items, then you know, you're going to be way ahead. you're going to be able to survive what's going on. So I just wanted to go over a few of those things that.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, and I know you got a lot to add to that, Greg, because like I said, you probably got 50 new videos how to survive or
for nuclear war.
You know,
yeah.
It's people tell me like I don't have any extra money. Well, there's your money. I just found all of your money. And I'm not charging you for this.
Right.
You're not being charged for a financial out, but I just found $24,000 for a used car payment and all of this other stuff. So I hope you are writing some of this information down because things are getting kind of rough in the world. I don't know, Greg, if you want to talk about some of the things going on right now with Russia and Ukraine, or
yeah.
You've left Elvis has left the building again.
Yeah, well,
there he is.
About the fasting, I wanted to add that my
with everything happening, I don't think it's going to be long.
No, I agree. It's not going to be long. Yeah, with the fasting, my uncle, he was a paratrooper in the Polish army during the communist times, and he would always tell me when I was a kid. He said, Greg, it's good if you just take a whole day just not eating an entire day, and he would do that every week, even like after he left the Polish army. He would still do that to maintain that discipline, so he would like on Saturdays and Sundays, he wouldn't hardly eat anything at all. He would just have like coffee and that's it, and he just did that for the discipline aspect and the mental toughness, so can you guys still hear me okay?
Yeah, I mean, you got to train your body. Like I said, I actually do better when I get up in the morning and I don't eat very much and I work most of the day and then I eat later, like 4 or 5 o'clock at night. If I eat early in the day, I get sluggish and I get real sleepy. And it seems like I'm less productive, when you eat a big meal in the morning or at lunch. So I kind of just eat if I do eat anything, I eat real light in the morning, in the afternoon. And then I have a big meal, either 4, 5, or 6 at night, and then I'm good to go for another day. But I still probably need to lose about 10 pounds around my waist. I was up to almost 200 pounds, but 20 of those pounds were fat. I had a pretty good sized spare tire around my waist, and my ideal weight is probably about 170. When I was in my 20s, that's what I weighed pretty much, is 170, 175. So I'm trying to get down to the weight I was when I was 20, because that's your best weight, when you're younger. Yeah, things are getting really dicey now. With Russia and China and North Korea. I don't know how you do it, Greg. You're on like 3 or 4 times a day with those emergency alerts. You got a lot of good information, man. I look and I look and I can't. Where's he getting this information, man? You're driving me crazy. I'm searching I don't see it. And you're on there giving all the breaking news, man. You're like the CNN now of YouTube. Anyway, good job, because everybody's got their own vibe that's put into their channel. I mean, with a little bit different perspectives, and if you listen to more than one channel, then you're going to get a well-rounded view of actually what's going on in the world. And it does help to watch more than one channel, but it's just like the emergency broadcast thing that happened yesterday. Now, I want to show you something. I've got another meter here. Let me turn it on. I don't know if Greg's got one of these, but this is an electronic frequency. This is mine. Okay, this is an electronic this is an EMF meter. I don't know if you can see that, but this is recording the electronics in the air. This is EMF, electronic magnetic frequency. Now these are about 120 on. I don't know if you can see that, but see, it's recording. It's recording the
I see
the electromagnetic frequencies right now in the town that I live. And you see the graph down here, the graph. Well, during the emergency alert, this meter went off the chart. It was up to 325 in the red. There's a little red button here that flashes, right? The emergency, when it's very dangerous, this little red button here will start flashing red, and it'll sound an alarm. Well, this thing, Adrian took it in the house. It was 325, which is really bad. That means you need to leave the area. And she started feeling bad. Her head started hurting. But that was during the test. We did have our phones. We turned our phones off. We turned the computer off. But we do have a cell tower about 3 miles away. So they're pulsing right now, folks. Believe it or not. You can see the pulse 5.2, 1.8, 4.0, 1.6, 5.1. This is the cell towers, doing this. But, a lot of people said, well, nothing happened yesterday. Well, folks, we don't know. We won't know for a week. Right. I'm not going to get into that. But, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios, that could happen. But I'm going to be back on Rumble here probably in about 30 to 45 minutes, and we're going to talk about that. We've got about a week to find out if anything happened during the test. And I can't talk about it here, but we'll talk about it on Rumble. And I'm going to discuss, some things that could possibly happen or maybe not. But this was a good test for everybody just to learn that there's more than one reason for the government doing this. Not just you. And we had a friend that was helping me pour some cement the other day. And believe it, folks, this is crazy. He has, I think it's a cousin that retired from the U.S. military, right? Mm-hmm. And he was retired like 4 or 5 years. They called him back up, and they sent him to Poland. And he's over there now, I guess. But he said, he contacted his family. He said, you guys in America, you need to get ready because, I can't tell you what's going on, but I'm going to tell you that things are getting really bad over here in Europe right now between, Ukraine and Russia and Poland. And this guy is very high ranking. I don't know if he's a major, a captain, a lieutenant colonel. I know he's not a general, but he said things are happening right now. I cannot tell you, but I can tell you that things are getting very serious. Yesterday, and drove all the way up from Phoenix to stay at his house. It was so serious. Wow. And they're going to be staying through the weekend. Wow. But and the guy that did it, he doesn't believe in this conspiracy theory. He doesn't believe in all this stuff. But it scared him so bad what his brother-in-law or whatever, cousin in Poland, the officer, scared him so bad he took his kids out of school and came up here. So wow. Things are more serious. Yeah, things are more serious than people are telling you on the news media. And also about the phones, about putting your phones away. I told him about it, but they already knew. They said they were actually getting alerts in Phoenix already for a couple days now that alerts were coming up over their phone down in Phoenix. Wow. So there's a lot of crazy things happening right now.
Yep.
And the government, they're not going to tell you the truth, folks. I'm sorry. Joe Biden, nope. He's not going to come. He's not going to come to your rescue. You're responsible for your own family. I mean, if you're the breadwinner, you're responsible for protecting your family. You're responsible for taking care of your wife and your kids and your family. You are, not the government. The government's not going to help you. In fact, that might be one of the problems there that, when the SHIT hits the fan, you just got to be prepared. I mean, I think Greg is pretty much prepared, but, you can always buy a few cans of, a few cans of tuna fish or sardines like this. This is cheap, folks. These are only like $1 a can, right? For $365, you could buy yourself a whole year's worth of sardines for one person. And if you got rid of that new car, you could buy, pallets of this stuff. But folks, let me tell you something, and Greg can probably agree with me. When the SHIT hits the fan, you will not be able to eat your car, right? You're not going to be able to eat your car or your brand new clothes or your iPhone. You won't be able to eat that. And people don't care what kind of house you live in or if you drive a Rolls Royce. If you don't have any food, you're going to die. Food, shelter, and water. Food, shelter, and water. Food, shelter, and water. I mean, you could have $100,000 or $2 million in the bank, but that money's not going to save you if you don't have preparation for, when the things go bad, and they are going bad. I mean, everybody, even our government, knows that something's about to happen. And I don't know if we're going to do, one of these, one of these little babies. and get it. I do wave the flag, folks. I'm a flag waver. I love America, right? Paul, he loves America. Paul loves America. Look, he got American flag. Go, Joe Biden. Go, Joe Biden. False flag, Joe Biden. But I'm trying to be serious, folks. We're going to nuclear war with Russia. Nobody knows when that's going to happen. And listen, they're not going to warn you. What good will it do if they give you a warning? There's no bunkers, folks. There's no bunkers. Only the rich in the military have bunkers. I mean, Greg, do you have a bunker? 200.
You're looking at it, just my basement. That's it.
Ground. I mean, you got a private bunker. People don't have bunkers. Joe Biden, he can send out his presidential alert, and he can let everybody know that there's nuclear missiles. What are we going to do? You're gonna put on Prince, party like it's 1990. Oh, baby, yeah, it's nuclear wartime. I mean, what are you going to do, really? There's nowhere to go, right? If you're not in your bug out place right now, then it's too late, because you're not coming to Greg's house. I know he's not going to give you fried chicken and mashed potatoes. He's probably going to give you a lead pie. And you're not coming to my house because, I've got a dog that will lick you to death. Really, people don't know what death is until you're licked to death by a dog. So I'm trying to be serious, folks, that, when the SHIT hits the fan, unless you're in your bug out place, you're not going to make it, So these emergency alerts, they're a waste of time, because what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Unless you know somebody with a bunker, or unless you're in the military, all they're doing is just letting people, worry. Just don't let them worry. Let them live their last moments on. But that's why I moved out of Florida. That's why Greg, why did you move out of New York City? Is it because you like Pennsylvania, or you moved out because you wanted to get out of the city? You didn't want to be a target. You have to move out of an area that is a target. If you live in New York City, if you live in Atlanta, Georgia, if you live in Washington, D.C., if you live in Orlando, Florida, Dallas, Texas, Los Angeles, you're a target. You can get a job anywhere, folks. Listen, you can get a job anywhere. There's good jobs everywhere. But you cannot, in 5 minutes, load your car up, go down the road, and hope to it, because the roads are cut highways down. They're not going to let people travel if we're in a national emergency. Biden's going to declare a martial law and shut down the interstates. So you're either got a plan or you don't have a plan.
Yep.
And that's what I think Greg's been trying to tell everybody for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
That you have to have a plan. You know, we're not your plan. I mean, please don't try to come to my door because you probably won't get a warm welcome. I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean, but I'm sure Greg's the same way. He's not going to welcome you into his basement, you know, 50 or 60 of you, and eat all his food up in 2 days. You know, it ain't going to happen. I mean, Greg's a big boy. I mean, he probably eats 3 T-bone steaks at a time. You know, I bet you can throw down, baby. You know, and add 10 pounds of barbecue chicken on that. You know, it probably takes a lot of fuel to fuel them muscles, man.
It's funny. No, it's true.
So
yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Did you wake up one morning and you had all these muscles? I mean, you skinny kid, and you woke up, man, you were like buff. Did that happen to you? I mean,
no.
one morning you woke up and you were like, man, look at, I'm Arnold. Okay, so you had to work out, right? You had to work out like every day or every week for years and years and years. So people don't realize that. You can't just get muscles, or you can't just get prepped in just one day, folks. Greg didn't go from 90-pound weakling to I don't know how much you weigh with all those muscles. You didn't do that in one day or 1 week. It took years and years and years to build your body so you could lift those heavy weights. And it's the same thing with prepping. You know, it's the same thing with that. So it's crazy. You know, fire away question. I know I talk a lot. I have a big mouth. So, I mean, I might not have big muscles, but I have a big mouth. So,
yeah, I had a couple of questions for you. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on now with, you know, Russia, Ukraine. I mean, it's just crazy. I was just thinking about it today before the stream, how it seems like just yesterday, me and you were covering on our channels how the Russians were building up the troops right on the border of Ukraine. And that was like scary, right? Like, wow, this is really going to happen. And then it actually happens. And here we are almost 2 years later, and there's literally an ongoing war, you know, in the European continent, you know, with lots and lots of casualties, and nobody's really paying attention to it. People are just focusing on Monday Night Football and, you know, watching their favorite shows. And that's really concerning, because when you look at the casualties in this war, I mean, we haven't had a war like this since probably Korea. You know, this is a very serious situation, and you have 2 nuclear powers basically fighting for dominance, and nobody really cares. They just, whatever, it's for them, it's like, oh, it'll just blow over somehow, you know, it's nothing will ever happen. And that's the big mistake that people make, is they have that mentality that, oh, everything will be fine. You know, we've never had a war, a nuclear war. Why would we suddenly have one now? You know, and that's what people thought about a lot of other things in the past 20 years. And it ended up happening, the worst case scenario. So, you know, just because nuclear war hasn't happened yet.
They're not taking this serious. And what the sad part is,
Yep.
I mean, the sad part is they watch you, they watch me, they watch Canadian Prepper, they watch all of us for entertainment. You know, we are nothing more than entertainment, because if they really believe what we were telling them, they would be in a rural place right now like you. They would have plenty of food and water, and they would be prepped up. But we are just entertainment. That's all. And they're not going to believe what we've been telling them until they look out their window one morning and they see a big mushroom cloud over their city, but it will be too late.
Yep.
And they said, well, I should have listened to Greg. I should have listened to NYPrepper. Wow, it's too late then, folks. You still have time. You still have time. No one knows when this war is going to happen. It could happen tomorrow. It could be next year or the year after. No one really knows. But right now, we are closer to nuclear war than at any other time in the history, even since 1962. We are closer now than in 1962, I believe. And it's not getting any better. And the problem is that Yeah, I believe that. And I believe that NATO is not going to stop.
The same thing.
They're not going to stop, and Russia's not going to stop.
Yep.
Neither one of them are going to stop. So this is going to end up a pit bull fight in a cage match. And that's how it's going to end up, folks, because we're not going to stop supplying Ukraine. NATO's not going to stop. Russia's not going to stop. There will be no peace. This is going to be settled on the battlefield. Only one victor can be victorious. And folks, listen, I love our country. I don't want our country destroyed, but I do not believe in escalating the situation when we could sit down and work at a peace agreement that would satisfy everybody. You know, believe it or not, it is our country, the United States, which canceled all of the treaties with Russia. Russia did not want to cancel the treaties. Trump, when he was president, he started canceling some treaties, and then Biden finished it off. And now there are they even canceled the START too, as far as I know. The last nuclear treaty that we had to save us from nuclear war is gone. Yep. It's gone. And we did it, folks. We did it. You know, instead of sitting down with Russia and say, you know, we don't like you, but we'll negotiate with you. They won't even negotiate with Russia. You know, they won't even sit down with them. And we treated them like friggin' third world country. And Russia's not a third world country, folks. You know, they may not have everything America has, but they do have one of them. And, you know, if you don't respect that, then that dog will bite you if you continue to poke that dog. And it's very sad. You know, I really feel bad for all the Ukrainians that have died. And we probably will never know how many actual Ukrainians died. It's probably in the hundreds of thousands. You know, there has been leaks. Yeah, I mean, the latest leak that I have is over 400,000. That's just dead.
I believe it.
And wounded is anywhere from 600 to 700,000. You know, if you look at the videos, the funerals,
they're never going to tell us the truth. No, they'll just say, "Oh, it was 50."
And the real sad part is we're doing the same. Yeah, we're doing the same in Poland right now. We're going to get Poland involved, and we're going to destroy their country, folks. Why? Why are these countries letting us dictate, you know, in destroying their country when we can have peace? You know, Joe Biden, all he has to do is pick up the phone and say, Zelensky, hey, listen, we're not giving you any more weapons. You have 24 hours to call Putin up and work out a peace deal. You either do it or you're not getting any more help. We will help you rebuild your country. We will help you, you know, revitalize your country, but you need to make peace with Russia now. You know, that's all he's got to do. But instead, we're continuing giving them weapons, prolonging this war, which is going to kill more Ukrainians. I mean, it's sad. I hate to see innocent people die. And too many innocent people have died in Ukraine for the United States. This is not for Ukraine, folks. This is for the United States, believe me. And we're going to do the same thing to Poland. And it's a shame. And we're going to have probably the same amount of Polish citizens die. You know, I mean, I hate to see it, but I think that's what's up.
It seems like that's what they're trying to do now is they're arming Poland up with a lot of weapons, like you said in one of your streams recently, that they're trying to turn Poland into the next Ukraine, and they're going to use Poland to go against Belarus and Russia, basically.
I mean, that's where all the arms, that's where everything is basically being shipped through Poland into Ukraine. Yeah. But I don't know if you know, is that it is official now. Russia has launched their counteroffensive for the winter. They have started with over 110,000 troops, over 1,000 tanks. They have started. So this is going to be a massacre. Whatever is left of the Ukrainian military will be killed probably in the next 2 months. It's a shame, folks. It's a shame. You know, and I'm not taking sides. I think that we should sit down and have a peace treaty, you know, have some peace negotiations right now before anybody else dies. You know, it's a shame. Why can't we all just live in peace? You know, why do people want to kill each other? Because we have evil leaders on both sides, folks. This is not just Russia. Russia's not the only evil country in the world, folks. I mean, look at what happened in Iraq, in Libya. Look what happened in Syria right now. Folks, you know, we're in Syria right now stealing their oil. We're not invited. We invaded a country, a sovereign, democratically elected country, and we are now stealing their oil illegally. And then we want to criticize Russia for trying to protect their borders. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, it's like, you know, we're calling the kettle black when we're black ourselves. So, I don't know. We've been on almost an hour. You want to? Yeah, there's agenda there. It's not. I really don't think our country cares for Ukraine. I think we're just using them. We're using them like a $3 whore. I'm sorry. I mean, I think we are.
I think it's true.
We're using them. We don't care. And as long as we meet our goals, then we're happy. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame. All of those people died for nothing. They didn't have to die. That's what I'm so mad about. I'm mad because those people did not have to die. You know, they didn't have to die. It could have all been worked out last year.
Used as
before
pawns,
all of this.
Basically.
Yeah, they're pawns. That's it. That's it.
It's like a giant chess match. It's like a giant chess match, and they're using Ukraine basically to try to get Russia and, you know, weaken Russia. They even said it themselves. I mean,
and it's not good. The only thing that we did to Russia is we made them probably 1,000% stronger. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that we did is we made Russia stronger right now. Russia now is on a world war footing. They are geared up now to win a world war, and we're not. Folks, our factories are not running 24 hours a day like Russia's are, producing tanks and missiles. Russia now has designed new weapons during this war. You know, we've only made them stronger. Russia was actually pretty weak when this war started. They were pretty weak, and now they're 100 or 1,000 times stronger than they were when the war started because we forced them to do that. And, you know, but there's nothing we can do about it. We're just all viewers. We're all just witnesses to these end time events. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. This is written in stone. You know,
it's true.
You know,
it's all biblical.
You said earlier, there's the prophets like Henry Gruver. Yeah, like Henry Gruver, Dmitri Duduman, David Wilkerson in New York. All of these people 40, 50 years ago, God gave them visions of a nuclear war between Russia and the United States. And then China will invade after that. We will have a Chinese invasion of America. So I don't think there's anything that we can do to change it. All we can do is make sure that you're prepared. That's all we can do. And we've almost been on an hour. Do you mind if I give an altar call, Greg? I think these people, they need to get prepared spiritually.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people are watching your channel. 1,600 people. We can prepare physically. You know, you can have all food and water for your family, but if you die in English, you need to make sure that you are right with God. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. You know, we're all going to die, whether you die from a nuclear war, a car wreck, a heart attack. If you die from old age, we're all going to die. And we need to make sure that when you die, you go to heaven. You don't want to go to the other place, folks, because it's not going to be party and sex and drugs. It ain't going to be like that. It's going to be an eternal torment, eternal torture, forever and ever and ever. So I'm going to ask you, do you know right now where you're going when you die? Are you 100% sure that if you died today, you would go to heaven? And if you can't say yes to that question, I'm going to lead you in a prayer. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. There's only one way to heaven. I mean, your church, I mean, a lot of people, they belong to a church or denomination. That's not going to get you into heaven. You individually have to choose God. Your church can't choose for you. Your mother, your father, your grandfather, Buddha, the Prophet Muhammad, you know, the Hare Krishna, they can't get you into heaven, folks. Only you can make that decision. So I'm going to ask you again, if you want to get born again tonight, if you will say this prayer, Jesus will forgive all of your sins. So if I'm speaking to anybody across the world, bow your head, repent of your sins, and Jesus will save you right now. Just say, Dear Jesus, I know that I'm a sinner, Lord, and I ask you right now to forgive me of all of my sins and wash them away with your precious blood. I do believe that you are the Son of God, and I do believe that you died on that cross and that you rose again the third day. Thank you, Jesus, for saving my soul. Thank you, Jesus, for forgiving all of my sins. And thank you, Jesus, for giving me eternal life. Now, if you said that prayer, the Bible says you are saved and you are born again. Your name has now been written into the book of life. Folks, that's what it's all about. That's why we do these broadcasts, not only to prepare you physically, but also spiritually, because Jesus is coming back. He's coming back very soon, but he predicted all of these terrible things that are going to be happening on the earth right now that you are witnessing. You are the generation that will see Jesus Christ come back. You're going to be alive, or hopefully alive, when all of this happens. So I want to thank Greg. Thank you, Greg, for having me on your program tonight. Hopefully we can do this again, you know, and go over some more. We can go over some more items. I know I didn't let you talk very much, but I do have a big mouth. I might not have big muscles, but I do have a big mouth. So,
that's okay.
And I know how to use it.
You made my job easier tonight. There's been some internet issues.
Like I said, if you want to find out where our channel is, we are on Rumble. I don't know if you want to put that up once again. Rumble is our main breaking news channel. That's where we do all of our information. And folks, we give you information that you're not going to find anywhere else. It's Off-Grid Desert Farming News with Paul and Adrian on Rumble. Look for the channel with 19,600 subscribers. That's where you're going to get all of the breaking news that Greg doesn't cover. So thanks again, Greg. I appreciate the invitation. And I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast tonight. You know, we're all in this together. Everybody is in this together, and we need to help each other. You know, we need to help each other. That's the main thing.
I agree. I totally agree. And yeah, it's really sad, everything going on over there in the Eastern European area. And, you know, it's we're all children of God. So, you know, we got to stick together. You know, the enemy is Satan. It's not each other, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the devil, he does pit everybody against each other. That's what he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He comes to divide people and start arguments, and he gets in there and he sows discord among the brethren. You know, we should all be getting along. If we believe in Jesus Christ, we should all be working together to help people, you know, not only prep, but also, you know, get them ready for the afterlife. Because, folks, listen, you're going to live forever. Greg's going to live forever. I'm going to live. You're going to live forever, but you're not going to live here on the earth. You're either going to be in heaven or in hell. And that choice is entirely up to you. So thanks again, Greg. I really appreciate this. Like I said, I hope the people enjoyed this and took a little notes. But folks, it's never too late to start prepping. It's never too late to get your house in order, you know, because you will thank us later. You know, Greg does a lot more videos than I do. But I talk about subjects that he can't even touch on YouTube. So if you want to hear the other news, you have to go to Rumble. So, all right, guys.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. See ya.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.